Yes! I've awakened back at full power! Yes! Sorry if I fucked up the mic. Oh, yes, I'm back, baby. I'm so back. We're so back, and it feels good. Hello, and welcome to Talking Pirates, people. I enjoy your Twitch ads. Okay, I still have like a little bit of phlegm in my throat, but I am much better than last week. Okay, so this is what awakening feels like. Yes, this is real. We need, oh God, you're right. Lives. Okay, you know what? Maybe today is the day. Maybe today is the day I remember to play that thing. Okay, if anyone can link me that in the next like 20 seconds, I'll play it. I keep forgetting, and no one reminds me, and it's not your fault. All right, I forgive you for this grand mistake. But there was a piece of audio produced by an individual that I have been wanting to play at the beginning of the streams for like a million years, and I just never got. I just keep forgetting that it exists, and it is real and good, and we should play it. And by that I mean it's just my real voice and real opinion and real thoughts that I need to voice at the beginning of a stream. It's too late. It's too late. Next time. Okay, people remind me next time, all right? There'll be something for you one of these days. Okay, let's just fucking close all the... I don't need this anymore. Fuck all this. How are you? I was probably cured by KUMA. That's a safe bet. He's a big, strong, handsome man, and I love him very dearly, and I wish he was my dad. I, as a proud rape baby myself, think that KUMA is basically the ideal father. And it's good to be back with you, everyone. Hello, we are back regular, all right, not sporadic, not fucking around. No, we're here at the regularly scheduled time, only a few minutes, charmingly late as always. And I know that that's what the people like to see. All right, we got a sub. Let me see, who was that? That was oh God, how do you pronounce this? Oh, my page fucked up. Hang on. E-Rec.
Thank you, Baxter.
Thank you, Baxter.
Easy money.
Only one sub thus far, guys. How am I supposed to make a living, all right? How am I supposed to get the hype train started, as you will, without all of you foolishly throwing money away on these giant corporate conglomerates of which I get a small fraction of the profits, huh? Explain that to me. You can't. You can't. Feel bad about yourself.
I'm the Joker, baby.
All right. My one wish for this stream is to make the rich 100 times richer and the poor 100 times poorer. That's what I want more than anything in the world.
Easy money.
Yes, that's what they'll be saying. Okay, let's go to the chapter, shall we? Woo! I forgot to hit the thing. There we go. I always have to hit the thing. I do need that Vegapunk surgery desperately. Was there something I'm forgetting to do? No, I guess not. I'm living at the first sight of an ad violating my NAP. It's so based in truth pill. Same here. Rip Kissinger indeed. I think Kissinger might spiritually feature in these chapters in the form of the Tenryubito. So let's all pour one out for our boy. Thanks for controlling the world government. We appreciate that. Yeah, okay, let's just get right to it, shall we? The chapter is here. It's queer. And you have to get used to it, all right? Okay, hang on. Let me just blow my nose again. I do have phlegm in my throat, and it is unfortunate, but we will endure. All right, hang on. Oh, Jesus. Ugh. Why does the remnants of a cold linger for so long? I feel I'm at like, I don't know. Even at my worst with this cold or whatever, I was at like 90% feeling good the whole time. Just with a fucked up voice. And even now I'm at like 99%, but with an ongoing thing. It's very annoying. It's been a minute. How have the lifts been? Says Shadow, followed by numbers. They've been underwhelming. However, they will improve shortly. I was on vacation, what can I say? And my main goal before that was to lose weight, which I have been succeeding at. And now I'm back from my vacation, and I am getting back to becoming the golden god I was always born to be. All right.
That's
excuse me.
right?
Just channel your hockey-like law, then you can repel this odious sickness. No, you don't understand. This isn't a bullshit hack, absolutely, narratively worthless devil fruit sickness. This is a real sickness. This is real as it gets. This can't be gotten rid of. Excuse me. Dr. Feelgood, PhD, where'd it go? Here we go. 16 months.
Thank you, Baxter.
Indeed. Missed you, Nate. Haven't been able to have an opinion on One Piece for so long without you. I feel you, Doc. I feel you. But we're here to fill the void now. All right. Always good to hear. Stay big, boy. You too, Shadow. You too, buddy. Although not like the fat kind, because I'm trying to lose the other kind. Be able to crush people. You know, that's what I want. All right. Did I grab the Japanese banana? Of course I did.
Isn't
All right,
it
one for the
beautiful,
road.
boys? The ancient
And then we will
land
continue.
Of Japan. This book,
Yes.
I love Japan, period.
I did absorb 100% of Japan's power while I was there. All right, we're getting to the chapter now. Okay, here we go. Let's begin. As Salt Miner here is saying, he's wanting to mine salt immediately. Let's get to the vote, shall we? Let's review what we saw last chapter, okay? So we did, it was a combined vote thing, and as we said at the beginning, all votes, all those chapters went one way or another. Midda is not real, and voting about individual chapters would have been annoying, and who cares? They're all Goda, all right? They were all Goda. You were robbed. There was some Hackta, but it really just wasn't that bad, you know? I enjoyed most of the backstory. Was it a little bit saccharine and a little bit over the top? I mean, it was the most tragic thing that has happened in One Piece. Well, the most, like, what would you call it? Emotionally, I don't want to say manipulative, because that implies, like, that it's, like, shallow or callous or something. Just the most, like, fuck you sad porn. Sad porn, I think, is kind of the word I'm looking. Melodramatic, overblown, these are all fine words, sure. Hackta 100% happening next chapter. I can smell the retcons. Well, we will get to that. And see, again, we'll talk about that extensively. I think the most interesting thing about this chapter might be literally the last panel. There's good stuff too. You know, it's funny because, like, the thing is, this always frustrates me, and we'll talk about this more. But just as a little preview of the discussion to come. It always frustrates me when the credulously minded, they say things like, I mean, for example, with like the Nika reveal, okay? They're like, no, that's actually a bad example because that actually does contradict. Okay, that's a bad example because that is so obviously a terrible retcon that it can't be taken serious. Like, it's so obvious. But what's like a good one? Okay, Naruto. The fact that Naruto is like the reincarnation of Ninja Jesus, okay? That's not a retcon. Exactly. Well, it's a soft retcon in the sense that it is retroactively changing the continuity. But then again, you can make the argument that, like, well, Kishimoto never said Naruto wasn't the reincarnation of Ninja Jesus or Sasuke. It's like, but you just ooh, that's a good note. Okay, Soko, you're right. The Ace tattoo retcon, which is a confirmed retcon, guaranteed, because Sabo did not exist. This is super obvious. It just takes a tiny bit of thinking to realize, like, okay, yes, Sabo did not exist originally. That doesn't make him bad inherently, but then it changes things about, for example, Ace's character and lots of other stuff too. The fact that the crossed out S, that is one of those things that, like, a low IQ individual might be like, what do you mean? Like, he never said that it wasn't that. Right. But we can, well, no, actually, that's actually a bad example too. Honestly, the Naruto one is better because, again, the Ace thing Sabo is a retcon. So any changes that have to do with Sabo's existence are in fact a retcon. And yes, that isn't stated. Maybe Oda knew Sabo existed in his head. No, he didn't. He obviously didn't. He would have been better written if that was the case. Naruto being Ninja Jesus, never confirmed otherwise, and then, like, they just reveal that later. It's like the softest kind of retcon, that being just adding something to a character that, like, wasn't there and does sort of change things about them, and blah, 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 now it's there. That's, like, the softest you can get. I'm not even sure it technically meets the definition of retcon, so whatever. Anyway, we are voting on this chapter, people, okay? We missed the hype train. God damn it. No! Shut up. Oh, how could this happen? Please. Guys, I need you all to give so much money right now so we can get on the hype train. What's even the point of doing a stream if you're not going to be on the hype train? Do you have an answer? I don't think so. Okay. All right. So last chapter. Last 4 chapters together. It was Goda. Okay, the people were voting Goda, and they got Goda, all right? And congratulations again to Soko Soap. Hey, there you go, buddy. Congrats on your many buckaroo bits. And a tragic loss for Chernobite, who I believe has lost the last several in a row. Rest in peace. But maybe today it'll all get turned around. Okay, we'll find out. So let's begin. Okay, no, can we go to a real one, please? Is it Goat or Hackta? Yeah, there we go. Goat or Hackta. The vote begins momentarily. Are we ready? Okay, are we hyped? Can we get some Goatas and some Hacktas in the chat, please? Can we see some energy about the chapter? How are we? Do we hate it? Do we love it? What's it gonna be, people? I'm trying to get you on the hype train to make money from Twitch. All right, begin the fucking vote. Yes, thank you. There it is. Begin. All right, there we go. There it is. All right, let's start the chapter, shall we? Please give to the hype train. I need to make a sliver of money from Jeff Bezos' coffers, please. And I have the right chapter, right? Okay, let's begin right now. There was some funny silhouette. Classic actor right there. All right, here we go. Chapter 1100. Thank you, Bonnie. That's a good number right there, okay? As we know, number big equals important chapter, okay? Clean, round numbers. This is probably the most important chapter ever, all right? I am a little bit unironically excited for chapter 1111, which is, by my math, 5 years away at Oda's current pace of release. Yo, fuck that guy, am I right? All right, let's move on, shall we? The cover page. Going in the sequence, the continuing sequence of Oda remembering that East Blue characters exist, here's Usopp remembering the Usopp pirates, who all look like vegetables, and that's hilarious. I've been doing my Japanese study, and whenever I think of the vegetables, Ninjin, I think of this character. I believe Tamanegi is onion. I assume that's his name, but I actually don't remember. And pepper, I don't even know the word for pepper. Adorable. But this guy, I think about this guy whenever I see character Ninjin, which is like ninja, but with an n at the end. Wow, what do you know? I know, I also love Carrot, best character. Sanji cooking vegetables, making Usopp nostalgic about the Usopp pirates. So true. Making a nice minestrone there, Sanji. Stir fry? We'll see. Have only a few years passed in the entirety of One Piece still. I would estimate pre-time skip, it's people kind of throw around the number of just like they were traveling for a year. It could have been more. It could have been less. I think a year is just like a good round. Give it like, yeah. Because they never went into birthdays. And like with birthday lore, it's always kind of, gonna be a little, it's annoying for a writer to have to like remember, like to give characters birthdays or like to address if they have one or if they don't. Maybe they all had birthdays off screen, who the fuck knows? Who are these legacy characters that need more law? So true. So true. Nate, have you heard the retarded people that believe in math piece? Because OMG, this character reappeared 7 laters than when they were... What? Than when they... 7 years later than when they first were introduced. Chapter 1. Yeah, a chapter 1 moment. So, like... Those are the kind of theories, or, like, reading into the story that kind of most frustrate me. Because as I famously, conclusively proved, okay, with my man, what's his face? Greg, all right? I made him kneel and squeal. I humiliated Greg on Twitter.com. Okay, it's fine. Greg's a fine guy, whatever. But he did read too into something that was, like, number-related and was wrong on, like, multiple... Well, he was wrong on one level, but then he had justified that really stupid belief based on number piece. So I hate number piece. I think it's terrible. People have gotten so wild with that since, like, it was, like, chapter 100, they go to the Grand Line. Yes, sometimes Oda will, like, put it on a thing, and that does seem to be sometimes his motivation, but, like, not that much time. Okay, not that much time. I don't really think he thinks about it that much, but... He does sometimes, I guess. I don't think about that, like, at all. And I try not to remember that other people do think about it. Because it's infuriating. All right, TCB, thanks for the scan. Appreciate that, guys. Fucking hate these guys. Shut the fuck up.
Shut up, bitch!
There you go. All right, Oda, what do you say? Mention of Uta, perhaps? I've been having a hoot watching the preliminaries for the M1 Grand Prix. Manzai, a traditional form of on-stage comedy. That's the duo thing. We got the two guys, right? I think I know what that is. There were a few duo. I believe that. Oh God, I was trying to make a funny boomer joke. My favorite Manzai performers Oh my god, what's their name? Okay, the joke was I was gonna say the American guys who did What's On First. Oh god damn it, what's their fucking name? Don't tell me. God damn it. Abbott and Costello. Jesus Christ, that's what it is. Bert and Ernie, yes, thank you. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry. I remember now. Anyway, yeah, the great Manzai performers, those two. There's a few duos I'm rooting for. Naruto and Sasuke, probably. I hope they make the finals. Oda, Aiichiro. Good job. Did I say that right? I know I've been saying it wrong for a long time. Oda, it's actually Eiichiro. Eiichiro. Okay, great. We did it. All right, moving on. Here's the chapter. I'm afraid I'm here on business, said Kizaru, cringely. Man, it's cold. This is bunk hazard. Okay, the future is going to be born here. All right, so we're looking at Egghead before it got, like, turned, all right? You know, before it got, like, crunked up, you know? Before Vegapunk put his riz, before he rizzed all over this island, okay? That's pretty epic. That's pretty epic. And I believe it was said a while before that, Egghead is a winter island, and here it is being wintry. Pretty sure that's consistent. How fun. Oh, yes, gentrification. That's the one. Drip Zaru is looking good. This stream is very Skibbity Toilet. You know, I went and I watched a bunch of Skibbity Toilet, and I enjoyed it. I didn't finish it, though. I should. Is A more so pronounced as a long eh sound? Honest question. Oh, that's a fine question. So when I made my video, so I've been like studying Japanese, so I'm pretty decent at it, you know, relatively speaking. But I did make a mistake because there's a bunch of words that I've learned like with my American accent. It's pronounced Hakta. That's the way you pronounced Eiichiro Oda. Yeah, the E equivalent sound or the E. It sounds kind of like the letter A in English. You say like eh. It's just like that one sound. But when I read Oda's name, I'll say Aiichiro, because the English reading of an EI sounds like I. It would be pronounced like I a lot of the time. Decent at it, huh? Are you N5 certified? Well, let's just say, right, that there's a certain quiz coming up in 2 days this weekend that might turn the tables on that certification. But we'll worry about that another day. Yeah, so in short, in my video calling the live action cringe, I pronounced Oda's name Aiichiro Oda a bunch of times because that's how I've always read it with my American accent, which is wrong from like a correct Japanese perspective. From like an English accent, like whatever, it's fine. But people did say, this guy doesn't even like the live action, not even a real fan. He doesn't even know the name is pronounced. Yeah, that they did do some all arguments invalid off of this. Whatever, it's fine. I'm not bitter at all. But they said it's actually pronounced Eiichiro, which it is. Eiichiro. It's actually Eiichiro. It means like firstborn. No, it means something like Oda is his family name. Eiichiro means like, I think it means like honorable first son. It's something like that. Anyway, off we go. You're welcome. I enjoy talking about Japanese stuff sometimes. Okay. All right, Kizaru, here we go. So Vegapunk is smart. He wants to do stuff on Egghead. Very fun. Very, very cool. They've checked every nook and cranny. Wait, I'm sorry. What am I missing here? This place is cold. It's not like Punk Hazard. Isn't Punk... Oh, wait. All right. Punk Hazard was not a frozen wasteland before Cringe Iceman cringed all over the place and jobbed to my man Akainu. All right. The best desk jockey who ever jocked a desk. So he missed something. What did he miss? Should have checked for nooks and crannies. The government frowns on secret deals. Oh, okay. I suppose he's implying that, like, he spied on him through the nooks and crannies or whatever. Yeah, okay, there it is. Okay, all right. So they were watching from Le Nook or Le Cranny. That's how they know about his deal with KUMA. Right, okay, understood. And we move on. You got him. He's been captured. I hate when you get like this. He's doing his job. And there's Drake. Remember Drake, everyone's favorite character. The most consequential character in all of Wano. No doubt about it. So that guy's like, when we last saw him, he was like probably dead, right? I wonder if he'll like show up and like do anything, you know? Also, look, I'm just gonna say it. This character is big. What a big guy. based on the extremely critical lore that we have just seen recently, this character either better be a giant or be a buccaneer. Because, man, I'm just going to harp on this for one more second because this character reminds me of it. The whole, like, buccaneer thing is really dumb. It's really fucking dumb because there's so many characters of, like, all kinds of, like, body shapes and sizes. What the fuck makes KUMA so different than this guy right here? He's, like, 10 times the size of a normal human. What is with the buccaneers? Yes, exactly. Thank you. Okay, anyway, it just annoys me. Like, oh, there's obviously something different about this guy. Huh? Is there? But people are so different. I gotta pull my man. Rolling Logan one more time. The man, the myth, the legend. With the best neck in all of One Piece. Here he is. Oh shit, his neck's taking up the whole screen. Kneel to the man!
Shut up, bitch!
Yeah, shut up, bitch, when he comes by. This guy's just a normal human. Whitebeard's just a normal human. And, remember that guy? So, there was that guy that Luffy fought at the very beginning of Dressrosa in the Colosseum, which was, that guy was, like, even bigger than this guy. Is that guy a buccaneer? Why is he so big? Is he a giant? Am I supposed to think about this now? I don't know. Okay. But this, like, oh, buccaneer is so much bigger than people. That like, plot line, it just doesn't work in Oda's world, and he should have done something better. You know what at least makes sense? Like, the fucking, the Lunarians. At least Lunarians. Like, okay, they've got dark skin, they've got fucking black wings, and they have white hair. Done. Okay, that is visually distinct and makes sense. I think Oda just kind of shat out this buccaneer thing, all right? That's my point. Is Bane a buccaneer? Great question. I don't know. Okay, anyway. My point is I love Drake, okay? He's the best character. Moving on. This guy's not even as big as this guy. Okay, whatever. It's irrelevant if you consider him an ideal candidate, Vegabond. This guy is... Okay, all right. So, again, we don't actually need to read every dialogue line. The government says this man is a wanted man. You cannot do this deal with him because he's a bad pirate man, blah, blah, blah. Okay, wow, I wonder where this is going. If only we understood that KUMA eventually took on some role that, you know, I'm sounding snarky. This is like not a criticism whatsoever. I'm just being snarky for no reason right now. Oh, if only we knew about some role that KUMA eventually settled into that would put him in good that like a pirate could do to be like in good favor with the world government. Oh, wow. I'm Oda. I'm writing my manga in like logical, consistent ways. So convenient, so cringe, utterly embarrassing, humiliating. All right, just do whatever. I don't know, do something else, all right? Make it make no sense, all right? Please make your series make no sense from here on out. That would be preferable. It's true, I do also think about how Vegapunk's Vegapunk's whole body must be extremely powerful. God, Vegapunk is so fucking... He's hideous! He's a nightmare. Like, that thing is bigger than KUMA. What the fuck? I do not care for looking at Vegapunk most of the time. The apple thing is adorable. Okay, I love the apple. This is a nightmare. Okay, but we move on. We move on. This man, he works out at the gym. This man works out at the library. Could this be a Buccaneer blood head type situation? I think it must be. Oda has trained me as an audience to recognize big and weird equals Buccaneer. Now I understand. Okay. Okay, so like, Vegapunk, make up an excuse, blah, 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 but, okay, you can't make a fugitive, the face of the clones.
Good,
got
right?
it, okay. Oh, what do we got there? HelloFresh Lobster, okay, what do we got? Subscribe for 2 months, thank you.
Thank you, Baxter.
KUMA works out at a church.
Easy
Oh, bless up,
money!
boys, bless up. So true, so real. Yo, praise up. On God. All right, okay, so, blah, 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 okay, whatever, we're gonna make a deal. All right, so here's the stipulations. We got stipulations, and here they are. 1, become a warlord of the sea. Oh my God! I predicted this! Holy shit! Look at the top of his head. You actually can't see the top of his head. All right, shut the fuck up. Yeah, this is a huge reveal right now. Okay, this is insane. Okay. Wow, a rookie named Ace? Guys, I'm a big One Piece fan. I'm racking my brain to remember a character whose name is Ace. Oh god, there's so many characters, I can't remember. Last I remember was a character named Sabo. I think he's the only good character, and everyone else was bad. Alright, so whatever, it's fine. So, like, Ace took down, like, a warlord. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so whatever. So Kuma's strong and take over. By the way, does Kuma have literally zero crew? I think he does. He's like I guess he's sort of like a Mihawk type. He doesn't care or want anybody around. He's a sad, lonely incel. Literally canon and true. Okay, confirmed with what's-her-face, with, oh god, I was gonna say Connie, then Bonnie. Ginny, right. What we got here? Wazowski World has subscribed.
Thank you, Baxter.
Thank you, Baxter.
Easy money!
It is easy money, and I hope you know that. Okay, right. So whatever. So Ace took out a warlord. That's fine. That's cool. Our second condition is for you to undergo procedures to become a human weapon for the Navy. Now, this is the point where, like, Oda now needs to explain how Kuma, like, becomes a cyborg and stuff. This is fine, I guess. But I'm calling a little bit of hack on this point specifically. Not the other ones, but just this one. Like, they're working on a deal. The world government now is like, okay, he's a pirate, but, like, okay, whatever. We have a slot for a new Shichibukai, a new warlord of the sea. It can be Kuma. That's all fine. This thing about, like, he needs to become a human weapon is, I don't know. To me, it feels unnecessary. Like, they're already totally enslaving him in other ways. Do they need to, like, literally make... Well, they get to that with a third condition. I don't know. I'm not really sure, like, why him specifically, you know? How did he become a cyborg? He just did, bro. Like, with Frankie had, like, a good explanation. It was silly, and it was like a very cartoony One Piece type explanation. Man had a destroyed body and needed to rebuild it, so he's a cyborg now. I mean, this isn't even, like, sad porn for me right now. No, the listening thing is the third criteria. This one feels, like, arbitrary. I don't know. What I'm saying is I feel like Oda... I feel the presence of perhaps a mild switcheroo of the character. And this is just a theory. I'm not docking Oda specific points for this. But it's like, why does Oda need to become a human weapon exactly? Why him? Because he's already doing what he's told, you know? So I'm not totally sure. They chose him, but Clyde, that doesn't even make sense. If he'll already listen, then he's already under their control. Wouldn't you get someone who wouldn't normally listen, and you would, like, put them under the mind control system so that they're the ones? A guy who's already your pawn, like, sure, he could, like, eventually rescue Bonnie, and, you know, then they wouldn't have leverage over him anymore. But just, I don't know. Again, see what it seems redundant. When someone is already under your control because you have leverage over them, you'll kill his daughter. Then that isn't necessarily the ideal choice you need, right? You would want someone who, like, you just, like, knock him out, and then while he's unconscious, you turn him into a cyborg. Okay, listen, the point I'm getting to, I agree, I'm reading into this pretty heavily, but I'm not, these are just speculations. My point is, I feel like Vegapunk here is really being removed of all agency as much as possible in the scenario to make him a good guy. Hang on, I've got a cough. And we'll talk more about, like, the Vegapunk stuff in this chapter, because I feel, I mean, Clyde, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's not like it doesn't make sense to use a willing pawn like Kuma to turn into your weapon. It does make sense. It does. I'm not saying that's nonsensical. But I kind of feel like this whole backstory is now just being kind of molded around the idea that we need to limit Vegapunk's exposure to being morally gray as much as possible. And I don't know, I think that's a little cringe. It's a little cringe. I was kind of hoping Vegapunk would be like, when he was eventually revealed, would be like, you know, excited to be working on a cyborg that he had, like, dreamed of for a long time. But, and in this way, it's kind of making Vegapunk be robbed of agency. Reminds me of another character, you know? There's this other character who wanted to be like a free boy, and then, you know, whoopsie-daisy, accidentally became a slave to freedom and wiped out 80% of the world's population. I don't know, yeah, whatever. Something about it is feeling similar to me. But we're getting this version of Vegapunk here that's like, he's just a total pawn. Like, he doesn't want to kill KUMA. He's just been ordered to do so he does it. Like, a character is kind of more interesting, and I would say perhaps even respectable, not morally, but just narratively, if he really has agency, and he's like, yeah, I just didn't care. Like, KUMA volunteered, his reasons were his own, I turned him into a cyborg, because that's my science, baby. I don't know. Anyway, just some various thoughts. Like, none of this is, like, particularly bad or anything. Oh, to watch Oppenheimer was really into the conflicted scientist thing. Oh, and don't get me wrong, I always expected Vegapunk to be a good guy. I mean, I didn't, like, know it or anything, but I had an inkling for a long time that, like, when Vegapunk shows up, he'll be an ally. Kind of because narratively he needs to be for the Straw Hats to, like, win. Because he would probably be a repository of lots of information. And they're going to need to get that out of him somehow, you know? Oppenheimer never came out in theaters in Japan. Ooh, is it because of the bomb? Is it because the followed by the other that's like a little too real for them? I kind of get that. I kind of get it. What do you want? It's just the truth, okay? It's literally true. Yeah, it's easy to forget that, like, a modern first world country got nuked twice. But hey, shouldn't have done Pearl Harbor. You know, I'm just saying. All right, lots of the civilians are doing. Okay, all right, we're moving on. War is fucked. Okay, we have 9/11 movies, so Japan, they're just pussies. so true and real. So true and real. You got him. All right. So the Navy would love to have you on our side. Okay, you'll become a weapon for us, and that'll be cool. We'll modify you. Great. Oh, I'll also now say this. I know this isn't like a contradiction exactly, but KUMA was already as the Buccaneer element that Oda introduced recently, which again I think is kind of fucking cringe, and I wish he hadn't done. Just make KUMA a big strong guy. It's fine. You can say that, like, just his family line was, like, famous or something. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Not like from a specific race that's stronger. And they, like, that's the guy that they give cyborg. So you got a guy with, like, a super body. We chop up not like a normal guy's body to make into a cyborg, but this guy's who's like a super guy already. Yes, I know he's just an even better guy than he would have been a super guy. He's like a super better guy. I'm just like, Jesus, we're getting into the Stussy territory of just like stacking thing on thing on thing on thing. What was Stussy again? The Stussy we know is a business tycoon, CP9 agent. Okay, business tycoon, CP9 agent, clone, vampire. And I think there was something else too, but I can't remember. That's a lot of things. That's a lot going on there. And her mom was in the Rocks Pirates. Or her, like, she was cloned from one. And a thought! Wait for it. I pressed it. Wait. Hang on.
Shut up, bitch!
There it is. Okay. She's in the Revolutionary Army. Oh, and also Vegapunk's best friend. But I guess she, like, whatever. She was, like, cloned from him. That could be, like, part of her clone backstory. That's not, like, that insane. It does make sense she'd be involved there. A little bit. I know, I sound much better than last week. I've still got a little bit of a fucked throat, but I'm like 95% better. All right, hang on. And we continue. All right, so, and they also know that he's involved with the Revolutionary Army. Yes, my wife's son also loves Nika, okay? We all love Nika. Let's move on past it for now. So, okay, so our final condition, give up your free will and individuality. Right. Okay, so they're going to do what we already know happens to him. He's an extremely punished young man. That would be, you're basically killing him. It's because the other warlords don't follow orders. If you snuff it out. Do you expect me to murder a man? By the way, he does this? You know, Okay, we'll talk about this in a moment. You're a military scientist. You have no right to talk back. You have to do it if you want to save your daughter. And it's a small price to pay. They say, okay, all right. Otherwise, we'll let her die, and that'll be that. She'll die. So, and so Vegapunk is like, oh, that would be fucked up. The other conditions, like, weren't that bad. You just, like, do what we tell you. Well, I guess, like, the cyborg enhancements, he didn't, like, really freak out about that. Or, no, okay, I guess he is kind of freaking out about it. I don't know. I'm actually a little confused as to his reaction here. So they're like, do the procedures right here. Okay, we're gonna do a procedure to you, cyborg. And Vegapunk's like one sweat drop. Okay, he's like, okay, slightly concerned that they're gonna force this man to become a cyborg. And then they're like, you Revolutionary Army guy. Take precaution. Okay, you know, I guess this is Vegapunk. I think he, like, expects what he's about to say. I guess that's what's going on. All right, whatever. That's fine. That's fine. So he's freaked out. They'll say, oh, you're basically killing him. So this leads to the KUMA hypothesis, okay? I feel like I was saying last stream or whatever that, like, Garp, axiomatically, Garp is good. All right, Oda will never write anything that makes Garp, like, a bad guy. I just know this to be true. Garp is not that kind of character. And maybe I'll be proven wrong, but I don't think so. Oda has also, he has clearly put Vegapunk in a place in the story where Vegapunk is a good guy. He's done some bad stuff, but, like, he's mostly good. He's just kind of like a Luffy, so he's, like, selfish, and the Marines funded his research, so he's willing to do what he was told to do, to a degree. Garp's an endearing child abuser, you know? He is neutral, but, like, he doesn't agree with the Marines or the world government. He is a good guy, deep. He wants to help people, but I guess his selfishness gets in the way some of the time. But, like, he would not do this without, like, really good reason. And in this case, KUMA, like, agrees to it. And KUMA is, like, delighted that he gets to die to save his daughter, which we'll get to in a minute. So, morally speaking, it is a little bit complex. Vegapunk can feel bad about that. Totally fair. But we as the audience, with a little bit of maturity, we can be like, okay, like, he did choose this, okay? And, again, not like a morally perfect thing to do, but given the options of this or, like, let his daughter die that are forced upon him, it's a pretty, I don't know, if a man, you guys ever see the movie John Q with Denzel Washington? Where the guy says, like, whatever, he, like, robs a bank, or he robs he breaks, the guy, an average guy's son has, like, heart cancer or something, breaks into a hospital and says, I have a gun and hostages, save my son. And then later on, it is a good movie. And later on, it turns out that, like, they can't get a heart. He needs, like, a heart replacement specifically. And Denzel Washington is like, all right, fine, kill me, take my heart, give it to my son. Is that, like, morally wrong for the doctor to either to allow that to happen or to perform the procedure, knowing that the guy wants it and it would save his son? I mean, it's morally complex, and they ultimately in the movie they were gonna let him do it, but something there's a fucking plot twist. Turned out like a donor appeared magically or whatever. So yeah, he didn't have to kill himself. Hooray. They took an oath, Nate. It is morally wrong. I don't disagree. And oaths are important. But I would say this. In some situations, it's worth breaking an oath. Like, if you vow to not, like, what a doctor says, I will take the Hippocratic Oath, I will do no harm. But when you cut into someone to heal them, are you not, like, you're literally doing harm to the skin? Gotcha. You're disbarred. Or lose your medical license. Maybe it's worth killing the man that requests it specifically. I mean, he could kill himself, but, like, maybe it needs to be done in, like, a certain medical condition, so you're involved, you're helping him do it. But then, because you violated your oath after this one act, you'd see this in a movie. You turn in your card, you say, I resign being a doctor, but it was worth it to save this man in this situation. I believed in it so much, and I felt it was the right thing to do, that I'm willing to pay the consequences and no longer be a doctor. Because, I feel it was the right thing to do here, And that's honorable. That's honor. That's like being a samurai and killing yourself when you lose the battle to preserve your honor. Not that I would necessarily do that or advocate it, but honor is cool. It's good to stick by your beliefs, you know, and honor your word. All right, so anyway, moving along. So I say all this to talk about the moral complexity of the character Vegapunk, who I feel is clearly, like, good-coded, with just a little bit of that, like, Luffy selfishness, although Vegapunk should know better, because he's the smartest person on the fucking planet, basically. Ooh, Blackjack is so based. God, I love Blackjack. When I was a kid, I love Blackjack. The 90s OVA for Blackjack is so good. I love the animation. I love, like, the plot lines. I love the tone. God, Blackjack is great. If you guys ever haven't read Blackjack, or, well, I never read it, but I watched the anime. Watch some Blackjack. The Doctor Without a License. He's so good. He's so good. Anyway, oh, God. This fucking cough. Watch Giant Robo OVA. I never watched Giant Robo. I should do that. Okay. Moving on. We talked about Vegapunk enough. Okay, so we're gonna kill him, and he's gonna die. It's murder. It'd be perverse to modify a human like that. Oh, so now he doesn't even like them. Oh, to modify it. Not in most ways, but specifically that one way. That would be fucked up. Okay, fair enough. Oh, I've got this fucking cough again. All right, I've been worrying. It might be impossible to save her. I'm so grateful. Accept any fate as long as Bonnie is cured. Yay, yay. Okay, there it is. This is your John Q moment. Everybody appreciates this. I watched the Blackjack remake. It was all right. I mean, was it a remake or was it just like... I mean, because, you know, like Tezuka stories, they're a million years old. And, like, the 90s OVA wasn't exactly contemporary. Cure my wife's daughter, please! Oh, this Kuma. Excuse me. Oda does this unexpected reaction to bad news too often. I know what you mean, Sangi, because, like, this shit was, like, super obviously coming. Yes, Oda does love the trope of bad news is coming. You expect the character to be mad or sad, and then they actually fucking love it. And they love it so... Oh, God, yes! Yes! I'm gonna die so my wife's daughter can live! Okay, it's his daughter. It's his adopted daughter, but still, it's his daughter. The daughter of the woman he loved. Oh, man. That Ginny shit. That was so fucked. I really like Ginny. Except when she put on those fucking Sabo glasses. The worst thing about Ginny was her Sabo glasses, okay? But we ignore that, and we press on. Bonnie is cute. Love Bonnie. Vegapunk, how long will it take you to finish Kuma's modifications and cure his daughter? All right, 6 months, with a year after that before she can go out to light. You know, I would have loved a little more of, like, the lore of, like, how Vegapunk cured it. We're just, like, as I recall, let me know if I miss something here. But, like, he just got to Vegapunk, and Vegapunk just said, I can cure this. No one else can, or maybe very few people can. It was said that, like, no cure exists, but Vegapunk was like, I can do it. I'm not going to explain how. I think this would have been a good time to, like, make, like, an interesting, like, you have to do a mission, or, like, there's some, like, interesting lore reason why I can do it. Instead, it's the rather boring trope of, like, disease appears, everyone's gonna die, I can cure it. It explains a bit in the last chapter. He literally said it's a stem cell skin transplant. Yeah, right. I mean, and see what I'm saying? I'm just saying that's boring. And I would have liked it to be less boring. All right, that's my point. That being said, it's not that big a deal. Okay, we move on. I'm reminded of Zombie Powder, where it ends and the sister character agrees to be a scientist's guinea pig so he can cure her brother's supernatural coma. Man, remember Zombie Powder? No. Moving on. All right, so she really will be cured by 10 when it's going to take 2 years. Kuma will take 2 years. She's going to take a year and a half. Okay, great. Very sad, but it is what it is. I mean, you know, this is what I expected for Kuma. Like, we know where the story goes. We knew the timeline. So, like, I was braced for more tragedy at this point. I mean, it was just very clear where this is all going. That being said, seeing it play out is, you know, it's fine. It's enjoyable enough. They could have had the devil fruit be the cure or whatever instead of her just randomly finding it. Yeah, and Oda might be cooking up something with the devil fruit. Yeah, I mean, I think that could have been a little more fun if the devil fruit was involved. You know, because they've been talking about this, like, age thing. Yeah, I'll just say, if the giving her that specific devil fruit was the cure, and maybe there was, like, a little, you know, arc to go get it, or, you know, just like they explain it, that would have been more interesting. But right now, she just found it. Maybe she was given it by the Tenryubito. I don't know. That would have been more interesting. This was boring. Again, that's my criticism. Let me see. IDK about that. Didn't Law's fruit cure him? Not directly, no. Law's fruit didn't cure him. Law's fruit gave him doctory powers that would allow him to cure his disease, as I recall. We don't specifically see that happen, but I believe that was what was said about it. How Law figured that out before his imminent death, I don't know. He was a child, but he also was studying to, like, be a doctor, I guess, at that point. So whatever, I don't know. Who cares? All right, so here we go. So how can we trust you to be obedient after she's cured? I have no intention of running. Okay, so we're gonna hold on to her with her with blah blah blah. We're gonna keep her so you can't be a loose cannon and whatever. And she'll be free after you finish your personality erasure. Excuse me. I know, Sab. We talked about some of the crazy theories about feeding a baby and aging up devil fruit. Although, not to dive too deep into it, okay? But if you're one with some kind of perverse interest in a baby, doesn't aging it into an adult remove that? Unless, of course, as would be true of a Tenryubito. I know, everyone, keep your fingers off the FBI dial, okay? Wait, let me finish, all right? I suppose with the no doubt insane depravity that must be at work in the minds of, like, every Tenryubito. I thought I had it all together. Yeah, that's the one. Right. My point is that they got to be super degenerate. So maybe they're like, haha, yes, the mind of a baby in the body of a full-grown woman. Ha 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 ha. I don't know, man. You've walked into a real dick mystery. Dick mystery. That's true.
Shut up, bitch!
Okay, moving on. Here we go. So KUMA won't get to see Bonnie after she's cured. Blah blah blah. Who cares? Yeah. So we're gonna do this. This is like timeline talk. It doesn't matter. The point is, the way this works out, KUMA is gonna lose his brain slightly after Bonnie is fully healed, but he can't see her because whatever. Because they just don't want him to, because they need to, like, make sure he doesn't go rogue. There it is. Or they'll fucking kill her or something, probably. Yeah, they're definitely doing some Slanesh shit. No doubt about it. Okay, there you go. I won't see her, but I have one request. Don't tell Bonnie the truth. She can't know about her illness or that she's being kept as a hostage. I guess that's fine. Knowing that she's sick would probably fuck with Bonnie's head. I was trying to think this through if, like, this, you know, makes a lot of sense. But no, knowing you're a hostage and that you're, like, potentially deathly ill and being cured, and that your dad probably... I mean, this is why Bonnie is confused by KUMA's state, because she never knew she was sick. So this all checks out. This is fine, perfectly decent, competent as in not Goda, not Hakta, but competent writing right here. Very impressive. I'm very impressed, Oda. I don't want her... What would be the opposite of competent disappointing you know? I don't know. Truly the rarest type of duh. Okay, don't want her waking up, blah, blah, blah. Take her back to Sorbet in the church where she grew up. And then he will do it. That's the deal. Okay. Competent. Incompetent duh. Yeah, there you go. Obviously. Not quite Hakta, but definitely incompetent duh. That's the good one. Hey, Nate, where are you streaming from? Oh, let me just give you my address, my social security number, my direct latitude and longitude, my, you know... Yeah, I'm faxing that to you right now. Okay, we're putting it on the big Jumbotron screen next to you. Not Japan. It makes no difference. Okay, all right, so you got 2 years. That's what's happening. We've established what's about to happen, and there it is. Bonnie will be staying here for 6 months. Okay, there it is. And yay, Kuma is staying with Bonnie. They're gonna be having fun. They're gonna be having fun. Yes, I am wearing long johns and a fez and nothing else. That's correct. All right, so whatever. So they're here. They're in Science Land, and yeah, okay, this is sweet. Like, this is good dialogue. It's, you know, Kuma just being sweet with his daughter. I do like the two of them. And they're gonna live together. And this weirdo is Sentomaru. Haha. This is you know, Sentomaru is gaining a little bit of personality. Just ever so little personality. Yes, my genetic code will flash on your screen right now. Okay, you missed it. You were too slow. This place has so many windowless rooms. That's my favorite part about it. All right, so now we got Vegapunk being like, hooray, this man has agreed to die. Now I can turn him into a really epic Palgarino human weapon. Very fun. Please, help me write this stuff down. Also, someone please eat and shit for me. I'm begging you. And by the way, unless there's like, well, you know, I was gonna say, unless there's teleportation technology, but there literally is teleportation technology, isn't there? Didn't a Vegapunk... Wait, okay, at the very beginning of the arc, when we first saw Vegapunk, was that a real teleport, or was that like a projection thing? I kind of forget. Help me out. Was that a real teleport? Anyone remember offhand? I'm just forgetting the details of that, like, particular technology. Man, I really like the beginning of Egghead. Not that this is bad or anything, but, like, it was so fresh. It was so fresh. I don't remember teleportation. No, remember, like, Vegapunk, he had teleported into the robot, and he was, like, halfway stuck into the big robot. Remember? But it was a real teleport. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Because I was going to say that it still is kind of unexplained how someone can eat and shit for you. Okay, that doesn't actually make sense. Unless you are actively teleporting the nutrients and the poop. Okay, this man is teleporting poop kind of like in Harry Potter, where they use their wands and de-poop themselves, right? That's the lore, that's the canon, I believe. Huh? No, that's for real, isn't it? You see what I'm saying? How does the poop get out of him? How does the nutrients get into him? I guess he's transferring it over Wi-Fi. I guess that's all there is to say. And yes, he definitely drinks his Huel, but someone's gonna de-Huel that man. Get the sludge out of there. Literally, how does it get to York so she can shit for him? Which, man, can you believe there's a character who's an eater and specifically a shitter? That is her power. This is the power of 5G, ladies and gentlemen. I am currently transporting my poop into you over 5G waves, and I hope you appreciate it.
Shut up, bitch!
Why not just teleport it into the toilet? Probably because fucking York loves to shit. That's what she was designed to do. To quote my man Vito, from The Sopranos, what was he talking about? It was something about, why, I think it was like, if we were designed perfectly, why do you shit, fuck, and piss out of the same holes that are so close together? And then Vito in The Sopranos said, but they are all a source of pleasure, though, implying that shitting was pleasurable. Which, you know what? I'm not going to get into it. Prostate tickle bros? Can I get a P in the chat? Huh? You know what I'm saying? All right, let's move on. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Okay, yeah, there's some P's in the chat. All right, thank you. Solidarity. Okay, we've got an idiom, bros. We've got an idiom going on about cats or something, but we're translating it as a beaver. Isn't Vito the gay one? He sure is. And I do believe, yeah, I believe that line was put in when that plotline was established, because Vito was almost certainly not a gay character when he was originally conceived, but then like that plotline was added, which is fine. Who cares? We can't make this Talking Sopranos where I start fucking with, the retcons, which there are some confirmed retcons. You know what I'll say about Western media? I feel that Western media is way less cagey about things that are retcons. They'll just admit it. But in, like, with, like, our fucking One Piece obsession and, you know, all this, like, Japanese media stuff, maybe it's not even Japan, but, like, the way that the American audiences, or the Western audience at least, consume manga, they do not like to think about those. That's my contribution. Anyway, yes, Vito he got woke and went broke when they beat his ass and killed him for being gay. That is true. He did get so he really paid for that personal choice as an individual. All right, he's a married man with a KUMA. True. Okay, so we're goofing, we're gaffing. Sentamaru is being a silly, funny guy. She drew this cute picture of KUMA. That's adorable. Love that. They're sleeping together. Oh, and he's not even putting her in her cut cage so that he doesn't crush her. Nate, did you see that lawyer woman talk about Bleach? I did actually see that that brief clip of that lady talking about, I don't know what she was cooking. I think she was like trying to describe, what was it? She was trying to describe like making like an analogy to someone was doing like something stupid, or who was she talking about? She was talking about like the Soul Society arc or something. She was not cooking at all. No one there understood, but if I was there, I would have been pogging. All right, I think Kubo planned this all. He knew what was coming. Whatever. She was talking about like some specific arc stuff. Oh, it was about the Bound filler arc. That's right. This girl is an anime fan, okay? Yeah, she was describing the concept of filler like the Bound arc. She was like, oh, it was about Young Thug, right? Said Thug stood for truly humble under God. I don't know, maybe it does. Did you see when Amber Heard praised the sun god Nika? Oh, yes, planned in chapter 1. Oda, he planned that whole file. He planned it. That was so good, man. Okay, I don't need to play. Ichigo needs to come and rescue Thug. So true. She was just making some point about how like filler arcs are like things that happen that don't actually matter in the end. And I think she was making a point about like if she was defending, or I don't know who I think maybe she was like Young Thug's lawyer or something. She was being like, similar to a filler arc in Bleach, also the things my client did don't actually matter. It was something like that, and it was awesome. It was truly epic. Speaking of things that don't matter, let's continue this chapter. Umit cargo ship. Now, I'm wondering if this is some Hactor right now. We might need to call it Hactor right then and there. With this, is this supposed to be unit? Okay. I want to know. Yes, the client was obviously acquitted after that much. Oh, it was awesome. Those homicides weren't canon, Your Honor. So true. Okay, is this are we feeling this is a Hacta? Or is this like some, like an acronym? Is this like, okay, what was Thug? Truly humble under God. Is this under management information technology? UMIT is the thing? Is it really? Let me see. I googled UMIT. University of Miami Information Technology. UMIT is a unisex Turkish name meaning hope. UMIT. Oh, there's a One Piece thing. Oh my God. It's this guy. Yo. Okay. All right. No, this is Goda. I doubt it. Easy money. It was this fucking dude right here. Deep Ocean Current UMIT is a shipping magnate. How could I forget? Oh, wow. All right. Well, there you go. Chapter 1 planned all along. Umito. It's probably Umito. Yep, there it is. A based capitalist Chad. Yo, the capitalism squad from Big Mom's arc was so fucking sick. I loved them so intensely, so deeply. Just like all these, and it makes sense. Of course, like the ANCAPs of the world would work with like just a criminal like Big Mom when it's like circumstantially convenient to do so. And she is such a powerful criminal, the government literally can't stop her. God, that was so good. Whole cake, W. That's why they call it W whole cake, all right? Because W after W after W. Still hacked it because Oda wanted to call him Unit. Is that a joke? I think that's a joke. Okay, good one. Wait. Hang on. Pause. Hold. There it is. This is, yes. Nika. Nate impeaches kid autists. Yes, accurate. Accurate. All right, moving along. We've got here it is, the based pizza scene. So Bonnie sees a pizza and she eats it. She's on that seafood diet. She's seafood. You know how it goes. All right, there's a robot over here. He's clearly a vice president of some kind. Impressive. Wow. They got a vice president serving drinks. These guys must be important. They're eating. Minor bits of scuff piece here, but it's fine. These are like little details in the background. That's not a problem. Although it is so funny that like this looks good. This looks good. This looks like shit. I think it's because like, you know, background artist did this. Background artist did this. Oda drew this and it looks like shit. I kind of unironically think that's what's going on. And that Oda just like he does like the character art mostly, as I understand it. And he's just, like, either not got that much time or his eyes are still dead. Old, yes, indeed. I think this might be one of the sightings of incompetent, It might be. Yeah, I know most mangaka don't do backgrounds, but, like, man, can we get the background artist to do the foreground, please? Because they'd be doing a much better job. You know what I'm saying? And the white space margin is an extremely gigantic white... Why is this white space? Like, back here. You know what? It's fine. Who cares? It's cute, and I like the pizza. And they're all having a great time. Although, why is Kizaru, like, here? Is this really what he needs to be spending his time on? He's an admiral. Like, maybe it's that, like, he knows these guys a little bit. I actually kind of forget the history with Kizaru and Vegapunk. Like, I know they knew each other, like, in the previous flashback, right? When Sentomaru was kid, they all got to know each other. Yeah, that wasn't, like, Kizaru's little baby flashback. They like, he was, like, guarding Vegapunk or something, and they met Sentomaru together, something like that. It's not literally his grandson. Or was it, right? He's lazy and never left after the assignment. That's probably it. Okay, whatever, it's fine. Looks great. And again, I bet it looks like Oda drew the characters and like a background artist drew the pizza because it looks like much better. Okay, but whatever. It's not that bad. It's fine. And here's the best part of the chapter. And there's Kizaru literally confirmed Nika. He is the closest thing to a sun god, okay, on the planet. If only Nika, I don't know, if only Nika was like a good plot point instead of a bad plot point, you know? Because Oda's really doubling down on Nika and just like putting it everywhere. And like, I get it, he made a huge commitment to the plotline of Nika, but that commitment was a huge mistake. And that's too bad. Yes, the Kika fruit, he will awaken, the bright one. The bright one, Kika, shall awaken soon. It's gonna be great. Yet no one ever danced in One Piece until Nika existed. I don't know, man. The Nika retcon is like, it's... Oh, God. It's doing this fucking retroactive continuity bullshit that really does bother me a lot. And it's like... It annoys me every time I see it because it's like he's trying to smuggle information into the past with these dances. And if Oda would probably admit face to face, they're like, yeah, look, I know Nika wasn't planned, but like, come on. I mean, I'm trying to make it work now that I've decided it's going to be there. Yes, I pull from the past to try to make it like ingrained into the story. It's just that Nika like never came up ever in the entire fucking story until chapter like fucking 10, 20. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing that Oda's trying to, like, launder the shit. Okay, Oda has to do it because he's made a commitment to it. I will criticize it because I just don't like it. But he's doing what he has to do as, like, a professional, I guess. Again, it was a mistake. But since he committed to it, the professional thing to do now is to, like, do stuff like this. I just wish it was a good plot point, not a bad plot point. 99% of One Piece fans love Nika. It's an objective success. I don't give a fuck what 99% of the fans like. I mean, I don't hate everything about Nika, but the thing is, when you start talking to those fans, like, I've had this experience. You talk to them for just, like, a little bit, and you point out, like, some of the very basic concerns. A lot of them are just like, oh, wow, I never really thought of that. And it's like, yeah, you sure didn't. And one good defense for them is like, this is a children's manga. They don't need to think about it that deeply. That's fine. But it's my problem is with the fucking people on Twitter and all these fucking super fans everywhere that say that One Piece is the best thing in the whole fucking universe, never did anything wrong, everything is planned since chapter 1, okay, which are out there. And they're like, it's all planned, it's all good, it's so good, I love it so much, there's never been anything bad, this was all planned and calculated, fucking Nika and Ace, and also the Ace retcon, and hockey, and literally everything in the entire story was planned since chapter 1. And it just bothers me. And any degree, look, not all of them would say all of that, but like any degree of those arguments, in whatever thing, like all those arguments are wrong, so they all annoy me. So pick whichever ones you like. There's people out there that defend all of them, and the people that talk about like how genius One Piece is, okay, it's this cadre specifically, how genius it is, and ignore the flaws because they're just being effectively dishonest, and that bothers me a lot. Yeah, just be honest. I love One Piece, but it's not perfect, and you know, blah 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 blah. All right, moving on. So Bonnie's cured, but she needs to spend a year fucking sitting out of the sun. And there you go. Nate, how do we fix Nika? I've said this before, and Rondo. So Nika is unfixable. You cannot fix Nika. However, I mean, when Nika happened, there was a lot of speculation about how bad it was going to be. I mean, look, if I were writing One Piece, I would be tempted, if Oda died and left me in his will that I get to control One Piece, I would be tempted to do a hard pivot and walk back almost every single thing about Nika, about it like being, I would have a chapter where they're like, oh, by the way, that like Zoan thing, we were wrong about that. It's actually just a paramecia. That's it. Yeah, introduce Nika 10 years earlier, but even then, the fact that it's a fucking Zoan bothers me so much, because that's Oda just not giving a fuck, and just, he's making stupid rules for himself, trapping himself in his own stupid rules, when he can do whatever he wants. Just do whatever you want. Yeah, retcon the retcon. He already retconned. Why can't we unretcon it? No reason for that. And look, the God thing, I do think it's not like literal exactly. However, Luffy is the closest thing to a god in the whole story. And I remind you, last chapter, we saw Jesus Christ's cross with a goddamn sun in the middle. Subtle, Oda. Very subtle. Nika is just obviously literally the Jesus Christ of One Piece. This is like, it's not even a question anymore. That's obviously true. And I hate all of that. Anyway, you said like how to save it. Can't really be saved. You walk back as much as you can. Like, okay, there's two versions of that. One, like you get rid of Nika, which I kind of like. You just do, you say like, that didn't happen. We were wrong. We take it all back. The other path is you try to salvage Nika, and that is where you just down, because the powers are basically okay for the most part. I don't love everything about it. You do what Oda could still kind of do, but he hasn't. I mean, the Jesus connection is I don't like it. Even metaphorically, even as just a symbol, I do not like it. It is too on the nose. Oda made Luffy literally the Jesus character. That is embarrassing, okay? So you just be like, it's a symbol. He was just an ancient hero. Luffy was the one that happened to reawaken the power, blah, blah, blah. And for the love of Christ, you do not make it so that the robot and the old fucking nation, you know, the nation that disappeared, you don't make it so that they run on Nika energy, okay? Don't do that. But Oda hasn't like confirmed that, even though it's been like a little bit implied, so whatever, we'll see. All right, off we go. So Bonnie is going to be healed in a year, and Kuma has to leave soon. That's how it is. I guess he's going to escort her. Okay, so they're done with Vegapunk. All right, they're going to escort her back to to Sorbet. Right. Here we go. I know, this is like if Naruto was the reincarnation of the Sage of Six Paths. Oh, wait. And he wasn't specifically that. He was like one of his sons. Which is, like, even more insulting. Because, like, who the fuck are these guys that you're just adding now? Oh, like 2 extra Jesuses that are my son? The Sage of Six Path things. Again, the Sage of Six Path was just the Nika of Naruto. It's, like, exactly the same thing. And that's really embarrassing because this is, I swear to God, this argument is so true and real and based and not false at all. We used to make fun of Naruto and Bleach for exactly this shit. One Piece fan, I was there in the trenches when we did it. We laughed at them. We said like, oh my God, One Piece would never do this shit. This is humiliating for you, Naruto. What a goddamn joke. Here we are, baby. 10 years later or whatever, the exact same fucking thing has happened in One Piece. And the best we can hope for is that it's like very metaphorical. But Luffy already got the superpowers from being Jesus. And yes, I kind of like them because they are, at least they're like a little creative and fun. I actually don't think they work perfectly for Luffy's character. But like, I get what he's doing, okay? And it's kind of fun and I like it. Yes, and now Jujutsu Kaisen is laughing, all right? As a Bleach fan, I feel so vindicated. No, because Bleach is just as bad. Maybe worse. Because Bleach is even... Ichigo's even more super special boy than, like, Naruto was. Except he wasn't literally Jesus. But he was, like, every power in the world. Although, I mean, Naruto effectively becomes a god by the end. Has basically every power. It doesn't make me happy when all shonen get dragged down to that level. And again, it truly baffles me. We will move on, okay, in just a moment. But it really baffles me. Because I was convinced Oda was, like, above this kind of thing. I was really convinced. I was like, yo, my boy, Oda might do some prophecy shit, okay? All right, I hate it. A little bit can be done, okay, Dark Souls style. But my boy Oda would not do this fucking Naruto nonsense. But he did. You give him a long enough time, and it seems like it all happens. It kind of seems like, yeah, like all shonen. Like, they get to the end stages, they get desperate, and they pull out the Jesus card. That's how it feels. The Nipponese, they love their Destiny shit. I don't know why. And it just really felt like One Piece was different. And then, I don't know, like Oda a little bit pulled the rug out from under us. Not entirely. We're letting him cook. All right, he's making his fucking series. It's not ruined yet. But we'll see. And he might have ruined it previously with, like, the fucking, the Joy Boy big prophecy hat frozen under Eames' house. You know, I don't know what that's about, but we'll find out. Nate forgetting who Luffy's grandpa and dad were, complaining about fruit. Bro, this argument is like so 2000 and I don't know, 13, okay? We've all heard the argument, oh, Luffy's like the son of Garp and Dragon, therefore he was always destined to be like the hero. All right, this is a terrible argument, okay? We've been over this. Luffy wasn't born strong. He was trained strong. The best argument you can make is that, like, it's unfair that Garp trained him to be strong. Bro, boring. This is a boring point, okay? Make a good argument, like that he's the main character. He needs to keep up with strength. That's literally irrefutable. You just need to do it in a good way. All right, that's what you got to do. This whole, like, the thing about, like, Luffy was always, like, was never an underdog, because that's kind of where this argument goes. That, like, Luffy was never an underdog. And I agree, he wasn't an underdog in East Blue mostly. He was, like, here and there he was challenged. But once he got to the Grand Line, basically with the arrival of Crocodile specifically, that's when Oda started making Luffy be an actual danger, from like an opponent one-on-one. Because early on, like, it is true, Luffy and Zoro basically make the smaller agents in Baroque Works jobbers, but not Crocodile. Crocodile is where it changed, and it makes sense because the guy's a warlord. So there you go. Luffy was, like, basically getting toward warlord strength from the beginning of the series. More or less. But then again, also, another layer of this is that as we now understand their power level, Luffy's abilities that he had there, my point is, Crocodile was nerfed. Crocodile's power levels actually don't really make sense being that low. Crocodile basically should not have lost to Luffy. It does not really make sense. But he just needed to for the narrative, so he was weaker then, he's stronger now, whatever. Anyway, we move on. My point is, there's lots of layers of complexity, you know? And some of them are kind of unavoidable when you write a manga for a very long time. And I am forgiving. I am a merciful God. But I am not blind, okay? I can see when it happens, and the willful blindness people have, that's what annoys me. He beat Luffy 2 out of 3 times, though. Yeah, but he should have beaten them 3 out of 3 times. I mean, if you really go back to that final battle with Crocodile versus Luffy, like, sure, he had discovered his weakness. Yeah, I mean, he had in the previous fight, too. The way that Crocodile beats him is that Crocodile just decides to fight him, like, fist v fist. Why on earth would a Logia user fight in that way? And, like, sure, he does pull out, like, some, Crocodile was, like, the original Katakuri, by the way. He actually should operate kind of like Katakuri, I guess, except he has a specific weakness that makes it so that he can't use his Logia abilities when he's wet or whatever. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do let it slide. I don't lay awake at night the way I do thinking about Nika, thinking that, like, Luffy shouldn't have beat Crocodile. It doesn't make sense. It's just like a little bit strange credibility, because Crocodile was, like, really, really powerful. And also should have had Haki and, like, every other power that exists now. He was effectively awakened in the good way, not the bad way. But whatever. It's true. Well, I don't believe we've ever seen Crocodile actually use Haki, but, like, who cares? He's obviously got Haki. It's narrative standard now, so it definitely exists. People say that Crocodile lost because... What do we got? What is this? Because what? Luffy used Haki in the last bowl. Get the fuck out. It doesn't even matter. That being said, it's always been odd that Luffy's fist punched through one of Crocodile's sand blades, but you don't need Haki to explain that as, like, a specific thing. I know. I've been baited. It doesn't actually really make a ton of sense that Luffy punched through Crocodile's blades, but it did happen, and Haki didn't exist. And so what we have to infer is just that, like, look, Crocodile he was slipping. He was getting weak, and he either, like, he didn't condense the sand into, like, a very strong blade or whatever, or, Luffy just, like, in that shonen-y kind of way that isn't a specific power, he just, like, had the will to punch through it and, like, break the sword, as characters do from time to time, That's fine. Who cares? And maybe he had blood on it that, like, specifically weakened Crocodile's power. That's another excellent explanation. Anyway, we move on. So, Bonnie says, I'll be better in a year, then I'll be able to go outside. Oh, won't that be fun for me? And when you turn 10, she will be fit. And here comes Granny Connie. Isn't she adorable? And here she comes, extremely old to take care of Bonnie. I guess that's nice. Why is a queen, like, taking care of just, like, some girl? Oh, I guess because Kuma did La Revolucion and became king, so he's, like, involved now. That's fine. That makes sense. It is kind of cringe that Kuma was king for, like... Well, I mean, how long was Kuma king? Like, literally, like, a month? Nate, are gilfs fair game? I mean, yeah. I guess so. If they're into it, and if you're into it. Excuse me. Excuse me. What if Nika is like... I'm not even reading more of that. Moving on!
Shut up, bitch!
Okay. Thank you. I'll leave her in your hands, my queen. There you go. I'm still a pirate after all, so I can't stay. I don't think I'll be back for at least a year. Okay, so Kuma's, like, lying to her right now and telling her all this. Although it's like, technically true. And maybe he'll show up very briefly, I don't know. Okay, here we go. Next time I see you, we'll be able to sail. Won't that be fun? We'll go to all kinds of places. It'll be fun. I would have really loved that. All right, he agreed to never see it. That's right. All right. Please leave this to us, Kuma-san. It is Arufa. And I believe... Okay, I'm trusting TCB here. Arufa. I love lying to my kids. I know, I do too. So, Wait, are you guys serious? Ranos, is that a serious question? Is Alpha Stussy? Alright, I don't want to be mean, but, like, why would you think this is Stussy? What makes you say that? Because, like, isn't there another character, a Cypherpole agent who, like, would have been maybe rising through the ranks to get close to CP9? Who might be like, yeah, skipped Water 7, heard it was cringe, Yeah, this is a small indie, little-known character named Khalifa, clearly. Remember? I know it's not Uta, so I'm not interested. I agree with you. It's obviously Khalifa from CP9, and yeah, that's fine. That's a good usage of the character. Does it even make sense chronologically? This is like This is like, what, like 4 years before the current time? You know? How long were those guys working for Iceberg? I don't know. You know what? I'm sure it's fine. And by the way, some people were being like, oh, what does the name Alpha mean? I mean, it might mean something, because apparently, I didn't double check this personally, but TCB here is saying that the direct romanization is Arufa, like a Arufa, basically. And they joined at different times. Well, okay, whatever. I mean, I'm just not sure how long Khalifa was Iceberg's secretary for. And the timeline is probably correct, you know. Yeah. So this isn't subtle at all in Japanese, and also it just looks exactly like her. I mean, I know it's One Piece, it's a hot girl, so they like all have the exact same body type, but like the glasses, I don't know, it's just obviously her. You know, it's obviously Khalifa, and it's like a joke, and it's like funny. So I wouldn't read too much into this like name of Alpha. It might mean something, but most likely it's just a reference to Khalifa. It's like very similar to Khalifa's name. So that's probably it. All right. If it's not her, Oda's gonna say it's her sister or something in SBS. I mean, possible, but like I'll tell you right now, I put the fact that this is Khalifa at a cool 100%. Okay, because it would be just odd to do that. Although, you know what? I'll say this: Khalifa and Kaku and all those are their actual names as we understand in the narrative, and I think that doesn't make sense. I think Oda like this is an undercover agent. Let's assume it's Khalifa for a moment. Like an undercover agent would have a false name. Wow, shocker! They get a false name. They're literally funded by the government. They can like make that happen very easily. Yeah. So. Nate, forgive my retardedness. How do we know that Luffy is Luffy and not Rufy? Very simple, and Rondo. It's that the name has been romanized in One Piece many times, possibly in literally chapter 1. I can't remember, but like, yes. The official, in the manga and in many other places, we have seen Luffy's name written. It's actually Laffy. So true. So true. When did he say it wasn't Laffy? Last time Nate made a bet, it was for the Bonnie backstory. We know how that went. Yeah. Okay, but you get one thing wrong. It doesn't shoot your credibility entirely. Just proves that you're human and fallible. No, get the fuck out of here about the Yamato joining. Okay, no, you do not get to claim that I was wrong about Yamato joining because I said no. And then the last chapter before it was confirmed that she did not join, I said, like, okay, it does now look like Yamato's going to join. It was bait. Well, if it was bait, I've been baited. You don't get to say I was wrong about Yamato, okay? Because for a very, very brief window, I was convinced it was going to happen. And the Towel Bros, I know. They was so close. They almost got it. But, what am I saying? Nate's credibility has declined post-Yamato. So true. So true. As the biggest Yamato fan of all time, rip my credibility. Look, I said 80% likelihood for what? Like, now that might have been more than one chapter, okay? Because I was saying that the likelihood was going up. And yes, I would have bet it. If like I had to put a gun to my head, I would have bet it. That's true. Also, wait, for the fucking record, I never bet and said that, I might have said the chapter before, like, it looks like she's joining. But I think I maintained the whole time I don't want her to join, and that even though I think she's going to, I maintain the position that she won't because, like, I want that to happen. I might be misremembering about that, you know? But there was some contentious debate, and I never wanted her, and obviously I hated it. I reluctantly was like, I think it seems like it's likely now. Which, by the way, all of you would have agreed with, too. You fucking hacks, you fucking frauds. Don't even front. That being said, I never said, I bet this is happening now. Or, maybe I did. Anyway, yes, I got one guide. Okay, forgive me. Let's move along, shall we? You said 80% the chapter before she didn't join. Look, that's fine. I can be wrong about a percentage guess. But, like, no, it wasn't like a bet situation where I felt confident enough to put money down on it. So, or, you know, honor down or whatever. So there you go. So fuck off. I was wrong about a percentage guess. Also, honestly, 80%? That's actually pretty low. I was thinking I might have said like 100%, you know? You can't vote for Bush, but say you want Gore to win? Or can I? Let's check my voter rolls from 2000 and before I could legally vote. All right, let's move along, shall we? Think she has an OnlyFans? Ha! Are you literally the Joker? That's hilarious. Ooh, damn. Not bad. I like that joke. Someone should write a doujin or something about Yamato and call it OnlyFans. That just works. You know, that just works. Nice one. I'm not even joking. That was good. That was clever. All right, moving on. So she's a nurse, and she's going to take care of Bonnie and going to, you know, probe her various holes and whatnot, as a nurse must do. My name is Alpha. Nice to meet you. And she's like, Nico Robin reference? Holy shit. Guys, chapter 1. This literally says Nico, CP9, Water 7, Nico Robin. Oh my god. No, it has nothing to do with the fact that that's just the sound of a smile. Just like in chapter 1. Luffy said what was it? Nika, something like that. Wow. Amazing. Nate said Lilith was the traitor or something. Yeah. Okay, give me a break. It's not like we put fucking money down on that. I did want it to be Lilith though. But I'm actually very happy with it turning out to being a what's her face, the fat one, but only sometimes fat, an alpha female. There she is. All right. No one's allowed, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you can't come in. You gotta bring an ID first. And don't forget, I'll kill your child if you disobey. There it is. Okay, cool. But Kuma's not coming back. Thank you, Bonnie. I'm so glad you were born. Aw, this is cute, Bonnie. This is where Oda focused 99% of his effort in this chapter. These two panels right here. And this is the best one in the chapter. Although, all right, I'm gonna introduce a fucked up point here that I know Oda was not making. But overthinking as we do, I will mention it briefly. So, okay, Soko said it right there. Bonnie, listen, Bonnie. There's only one way the specific person that is you could have been born. And it was for your mother to have been captured by the Tenryubito and forcibly impregnated, even though she loved me all along. And then to die on the way back home. I am so glad that those specific events all happened, and if it were to happen again, I would not only cheer them on as they happened, because I love being a cuckoneer, I would in fact ensure that they happen. I would harm people that try to stop that from not happening, because I am the dad that steps up. These are all the things that Kuma is confirming in this very panel in this chapter. I'm so glad I never got to fuck your mom. Oh my, okay, all right. It's too much. This is too sad. All right, let's focus up, shall we? Nika, you know, praise up. We got Nika on screen, okay? It is what it is. This is why Kuma's so powerful, okay? Kuming, that's what I'm doing. Because he believes in the Lord and he is a proud virgin, okay? Just like me, for real. Very impressive. Goodbye, Kuma. You're the best dad ever. Show Nika some respect, right? Put some respect on the name. He didn't say that. Au contraire. He didn't need to say it. I just know it to be true, okay? The pirates of the world were utterly shocked when the infamous tyrant, which as we now know was like a planted false story, but that's fine. That works well enough for the narrative. I don't mind that particularly. Suddenly became an absolutely obedient member of the 7 warlords. Now here's a question though. Here is a serious question. So Kuma is doing all this to protect the world government. Now Oda won't show us this because he doesn't want to get morally complex, which is fine. It's a children's manga. But I will say that when you agree to become an obedient slave of what you know to be a basically evil organization, or at least just like unbelievably ruthless and willing to do massive harm, like they have your daughter as a hostage, they will ask you to do things that are morally dubious, you know? He's a slave to freedom, truly. Like, what people were Kuma asked to kill as a Tenryubito? And if it's, or as a Shichibukai, got to be many. You know, it's got to be a good amount, because this man is a walking weapon, you know? Then why does he keep creating situations that involve moral questions? Well, some, but not all. Like, Oda, I'm telling you right now, is not going to dive deep into, like, the things that Kuma was asked to do as a warlord, because that is too morally complex for the scenario he's trying to get at, which is just a father giving up his freedom to save his daughter, which is good. Dostoevsky logic, I'd nuke 100 men before I kill a single innocent child. I mean, that's... Like, I cannot say that I agree with that moral calculus necessarily, because I would not agree that 100 men, of whoever they are necessarily worth less than one innocent child. Like, I don't, like, would you kill 100 10-year-olds to save one 5-year-old? Would you kill 10 6-year-olds to save one 2-year-old? When does the logic, you know? I don't know. I don't think it, there's no, like, number cutoff here. A life isn't worth less. Well, okay, you prioritize the young. I get that. But, like, do we kill the 60-year-olds to save the 59-year-olds? I don't know. All right, anyway. These are all the things that Oda is not thinking about, and that's perfectly fine. But I can't help, as an old, jaded asshole reader of One Piece, to think, wow, what a great guy. Doing all this wonderful stuff. Again, this guy was in the Revolutionary Army. He hates the world government because he knows they do bad things, okay? They enslaved him personally and murdered his father for fun, basically, okay? Raped his girl and forcibly impregnated her, which, like, Bonnie is fine, but, like, that wasn't a good thing to do, okay? And Kuma is definitely going to be forced to do bad things. Without question, definitely kill people. Definitely killing people. And at what point is it kind of fucked up of Kuma to do that, and he shouldn't be doing it? You know? But this is One Piece. We're not going to worry about that. Anyway, move on. So here is your boy Doflamingo. There's Sugar. All right, there's a new warlord. And there's the old vein buster himself, Don Quixote. Kuma the Tyrant. Sounds like another villain has come into the play. Ha 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 ha. What do you think? Whoa, it's Nico Robin. There she is. Nico Robin spotted. Scuff piece detected. Oh, yeah, baby. This is hack piece, all right. It's Miss All Sunday. Oh, and a Banana Wani, or whatever they're called. Oh, I like those guys. That's cute. They're in Rain Base right now, I think. I couldn't care less. Have you taken care of those idiots that spotted our rain-making ship yet? Man, I kind of forget the details of the Alabasta plot, but pretty epic. And you know what? I'll say that about Robin, too. Robin also did fucked up things. But Robin is painted as morally dubious. And Kuma is kind of being a little good baby bitch boy. If they want to make him a little more morally dubious, like, oh, he had to do bad things to protect Bonnie, but he feels bad about it. Fair enough. You know. Well, no, Robin is... The way that Robin's backstory is revealed to us really works for her character, which is to say that she is presented as evil at first, basically. And then she joins us, still morally dubious, and then we learn her backstory, and she has still done bad things, for sure. Like, she says assassination is her thing. She's probably killed people. Possibly innocent people. And you know what? That is worthy of judging her too. Again, you shouldn't think too much about Robin's backstory. She literally said she did assassination. I don't think she was joking. Maybe I don't think she was. So she's probably killed literally innocent people. But you develop sympathy for her later on because she was put into a fucked up situation, and there you go. She meant giving head? Okay. She's redeemed, and I guess she's just trying to make the best of it. And, like, honestly, Robin has a little bit gotten off scot-free, not having to make up for, like, the bad things that she's personally done. But that's being treated kind of like Kuma. We're just not going into it that deeply. So, you know what? I guess it's consistent. The only thing is, like, we're being given all of Kuma's bad boy stuff here, and then like in the flashback arc we're seeing, then the bad arc comes, and it's like, ooh, yikes! Don't actually do that, you know. What is Croc talking about? A remaining ship. Do you not remember the Rainmaker ship? Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of don't remember this particular detail. I do remember using the boogie powder, as it was called in the fucking dub, to control rain. I forget the ship specifically. Whatever. It's been a while since I read Alabasta. I'll read it again sometime. Okay, so here's Alvida. Wow, there's Mihawk. Fun. Kobe, who do you reckon is stronger? Yeah, the one-woman gangbang can't be bad. That's Robin for you. It's the one Smoker found. Okay. I still don't remember it, but that's fine. You don't need to remember every detail all the time. Kobe, who do you reckon is stronger, me or him? That is Kuma. Of course, you, Alvida-sama. Wait, so this is like right before this story starts. Huh. What do you know? And you know what's weird about One Piece? With these flashbacks, because the story's gone on so long, like, Oda has done this thing now where when he draws Luffy from the time period where the story begins, like, Luffy looks really young, and I think younger than he looked at the beginning of the story. And it's because, like, the art styles change, but also our perception of that version of Luffy has changed. Now we do see him as a baby. I mean, Luffy was like 17, you know. He didn't look at all different physically until the art style evolved a little bit, until, like, it changed. Even Boa looks different. This is like within, how long was fucking Kobe with Alvida? Like, gotta be less than a year, right? I can't remember the exact timeline, but it wasn't that long. Anyway, whatever. Just a funny thing. My point being, like, Ace also looks very young here, but also, even more than that, Ace's design just, like, changed and softened over time, as did much of, just the whole cast. Or been bimboified. So, like, we always talk about, who is it, Voodoo in the chat, or in the Discord, with, like, original Ace. But even, like, Alabasta Ace looked a little more hard-edged than this guy. And yes, his back tattoo also famously changed. Yo, by the way, in Japan, I'm just saying, manji's everywhere. Because it's just like a Buddha. It's not even like a small symbol. On Google Maps, when you look at Japan, there's what you'd be like, oh my god, so many swastikas. What's going on here? The war ended a couple of decades ago, guys. Why are you still doing this? But no, it's actually like a ubiquitous common symbol you see, like, everywhere. Because it is just like some Buddhist thing or whatever. But, like, on Google Maps, that is the symbol that is used to, fucking represent, like, Buddhist shrines or whatever. It's kind of crazy. But that's how I hope over time we can all kind of, like, relax on the manji, you know? It is a little embarrassing. I mean, I understand it's in the West. Like, fucking the Whitebeard sign had to be changed. But, like, man, that's kind of fucked up. Whitebeard's whole fucking symbol had to be changed. The whole, like, Buddhism connotation was removed from the character and his crew because of that. That's too bad. Anyway, yeah, you'd think the Japanese would have heard about those Nazis. Yeah, no doubt. Anyway, so they found a replacement. That's great news, Jinbei. Why is that great news? Why is he saying that? Literally, why is that great news? And why is he saying that to Jinbei? Excuse me. I don't get this. So that there's someone else to fight? Does Ace care deeply about the political stability of the three-way triangle of fucking... I don't know. I literally just don't understand why he would be happy about this news. Or maybe he would just, like, consider it, like, neutral news. Okay, there's a new one. Interesting. Alright, I'm still ready to use... Okay, here we go. Alright. He's a former king. On top of the reigning king we already have in our ranks, the pirate world really is changing. Who's this Jobber character? I don't even recognize this guy. Who? Can I get a who in chat? This business doesn't affect us. I follow no man's orders. Alright, so Jinbei is a Shichibukai now. That's fine. It's to imply Ace got Jinbei to leave the Shichibukai. Why? Huh? Why would that imply that? Jinbei did not leave the Shichibukai until the war happened, which is like a while after this. So Jinbei is just still a Shichibukai right now. Huh? And Jinbei only left because, Jinbei needs to be a warlord to protect Fishman Island. Okay, anyway. He's a former king. Blah 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 blah. Blah. It's already power world's changing. The business doesn't affect us. I follow no man's. Oh wait, you know what? I'm gonna say it. Here's my claim. Actually, Ace is in fact. I know I'm overanalyzing. No one cares. I care. Ace is in fact. He is in fact concerned about the stability of the political system because Ace knows that his good friend Jinbei is a Shichibukai, and Jinbei needs to keep his position as a Shichibukai. Thus, political stability of the Marines is actually beneficial to a direct friend of his. And if there was some tumult, if Jinbei somehow lost his role in the Shichibukai in some way or another, maybe the system collapses or anything like that, that would negatively affect Fishman Island and his good friend Jinbei. There's your connection. I think I've cracked the case. Is that really the motivation? I don't know. Who cares? Anyway, Hancock's here. That's fine. She looks like a chicken. I don't care. And there's the man, the myth, the legend himself, Gecko Moria. Looking absolutely goated, absolutely swagged and Sigma-brained and sticking out his gat for the Rizzler live on screen. They say he's a palmed man, but that's not very scary, is it? But he's strong. Okay, there you go. And Dragon, think. This is a great panel. This is a fantastic panel. We should make this a sticker in the Discord because Dragon has been taking so many massive L's lately. I feel that this is like the best panel I've seen in a while to just have him, to just show the sheer impotence, the sheer iconic impotence of Dragon, how he's a ponderer and does nothing. He never does a single thing ever in the entire story. He just sits there and be pondering. We could put a fucking clown emoji in here or something, you know? Something like, Dragon is the real cuck of this arc. So true. At least Kuma was out there fighting for his woman. Dragon be like, oh, I'm pondering. Embarrassing. By the way, I'm going to say that I think the worst looking thing in this entire chapter is this drawing of Gecko Moria's face right here, which I understand he's doing like an in-shadow thing. I think this looks like absolute garbage, and I don't like it. Dragon will never be truly like amazing. He'll never be like in Akainu terms of impressiveness in the story. Although, you know, Akainu suffered a little bit lately from being stopped by a fucking desk for 15 years. But at least he's still mad. At least he still has passion. Dragon, he ponders. Yes, quite, indeed. Anyway, the warlords, they work for the government. So yes, the Revs are all like, what? What's this? A rare L for the Revolutionary Army? It can't be true. And then, Dear Bonnie, I'm writing you a letter. And yes, Bonnie's drawing of Bartholomew Kuma is on the ship. And that's adorable. And I like your ship. It's got the spots. It's got the ears. Reasonably cute ship. And does Kuma pilot the ship by himself? Because that's kind of, like, impossible. Like, sure, in One Piece, anything is possible. I guess he literally could do it. But, like, why have we seen none of, like, Kuma's crew? Should he have a crew? Just because he'll, like, have a boat? I don't know. Like, his boat is bigger than Moria's, you know? I don't know. Who cares? I'm doing my best to find places to travel with you, Bonnie, when you turn 10. So he's sending letters. Oh, that's nice. Hope everyone's doing well. Come in, Bartholomew Kuma. You have new commands from the government. All right, last panel. Here we go, baby. I made him mad. Weird. Why would we cut to Luffy? That's weird. What does that have to do with anything going on right now? What is your current location? I'm in East Blue. What are my orders? Okay, you know, end of the chapter. Kind of underwhelming. That's a familiar looking vista on the horizon. I'm seeing some windmills, you know, and I think I know a guy that lives in like a windmill, like a fuchsia village. Wait, isn't that character Monkey D. Luffy?
Yo ho ho, he took a bite of gum gum.
You know what I'm talking about? All right, so let's. Oh yes, Don Quixote. That's the one. There are giants out there. He's gonna fight him. Okay, so let's just get into this real quick and wrap this shit up. So the concerns here are this could be a day of reckoning. It's like theoretically possible. However, I will say that I'm doubtful that like the worst case scenario is going to happen here. What I think is going to happen is some like annoying like, oh, I see that guy, he reminds me of someone. I wonder who that's going to be. Okay, Kuma's here. Now here's a question though. It looks like KUMA has been ordered to East Blue. It looks like he's checking in with his government right now. He's been ordered to East Blue, to the Windmill Village, apparently. Now, okay, look, I mean, I'm just going to say, it's impossible. KUMA has been protecting Nika from the world government the whole time. Nate, what do you feel about the theory that KUMA has been protecting Nika from the world government the whole time? So the problem with that theory is that it's unfortunately slightly too plausible, and it makes me wish to be dead. Okay, but that being said, I don't think it's actually very likely. Yes, as Stinky Tomato says, like, the world doesn't know about Nika, as far as we know. Yeah, well, okay, so, like, they know about the story of Nika, but how on earth would they know that Luffy is, you know, the user of the legendary Nika fruit? By the way, quick aside, fuck you, Oda. I absolutely fucking hate that you make me talk about this shit so much. You're, like, the worst plot development in the history of manga is the thing you did with the main character of my favorite manga, the best one that's currently going. Fuck you, why did you do this? Fuck you, Hackta, okay? I'm gonna try not to think about that. Like, okay, the layers with which this would be like a KUMA knows this is Nika they get quickly into implausible territory, into downright maybe impossible. If the Gorosei ordered him to hunt out the Gomu Gomu no Mi, would this resolve your issue with their incompetence in not hunting it down earlier? Wait, huh? Okay. Now with the questions you're raising here, this makes me want to go read the chapter, the Nika chapter, because yeah, like they were talking about it in that conversation there, and they were like, yes, Monkey D. Luffy, the Gomu Gomu no fruit, which we now know is also the Nika fruit, because they didn't know like Nika was literally awakening at that moment, I believe, right? Or was it 1043? Whatever it was. They knew at this point that Luffy had the Gum Gum fruit, which is the Nika fruit. It was implied, as I recall, and again, the details kind of matter here, so I could be getting something wrong, but I would have to double check to be sure. I believe it. My interpretation was that it seemed like they had recently learned that the Gomu Gomu no Mi was the Nika fruit, right? Because if that isn't the case, it makes no sense for them to have left Luffy alone as far as they did. Because as soon as they knew there was a rubber man out there, which we've talked about this. We've talked about how the time that it makes sense. Yeah, Alabasta is the cutoff point. When this man, who has a rubber fruit, is taking down a crocodile, at that point, there is no excuse. The world government must know that, like, he exists, and they're going to want to look into him. And when they hear that he's a rubber man, which will be easy to find out, because everybody knows that he's a rubber man, then they will be like, oh, shit. And either they didn't know that the rubber fruit is the Nika fruit, or whatever, or they knew and they were just very incompetent. And that would be implausible. Now, that being said, it might just happen because, as we know, Nika is a terrible retcon, and Oda didn't plan out every detail, you know? Cornflake, unfortunately, it's too late to vote. It only goes for half an hour. Sorry, buddy. It said that they were looking for the fruit, but it was avoiding them. The fruit itself was avoiding the Popo. Yes. Okay, so maybe they knew all along that the Gomu Gomu no Mi was the Nika fruit. But the thing is, they can't have known that Luffy had it. Oh, God. Oh, God. This is making it all more plausible that, like, Shanks knew also. Which, by the way, oh, my God. It makes me... Every sentence I think, I stumble into another thing I fucking hate about Nika. I mean, Shanks is a smart guy. Shanks is a smart, savvy agent, as we know. And, like, when he gets that devil fruit... Like, again, the records are falsified for the public consumptions. The public doesn't know that the Gum Gum fruit is the Nika fruit. We know that. Just the inner circles. I mean, Shanks could have known. Shanks knew that we knew that they knew. No, I am not prepared to say that Shanks definitely knew that the gum fruit was the Nika fruit. Shanks doesn't know. If he did know, he wouldn't even be trying to go for the One Piece. Well, that's not true. I mean, Shanks didn't go to Laugh Tale, and because this is One Piece, it's entirely possible that Shanks was not told the secrets that they found out. You know? I don't know. I think I'm gonna punt. I'm gonna punt because I'm not having fun thinking about Nika, and I fucking hate it so much. And it's the worst thing that's ever happened to One Piece, and I just don't want to think about it anymore. So I'm gonna say one last thing, which is about KUMA, and that is that so KUMA has been ordered here. It is not necessarily true that anything that KUMA's doing here has to do with Nika. That there's no need for that to necessarily be the case. Now, there could be layers here. It's possible that they know like a little bit. And you know what? This may be the time. In fact, I think this probably will be the time where Oda begins to finally clarify how much the world government knew when. Because if he's here and they're like, yo, we heard there was a rubber man here, find out if it's true, then fair enough. But like, if that's the truth, then that'll just like fuck up a lot of things that Oda should know better and should like write more carefully. Because again, it makes no sense that the Marines would not be on his ass forever, and since like the beginning. And like, I understand word doesn't get back to to headquarters immediately all the time, but there just should have been more on him, you know? Oh my god. Remember when this was just like a fun, like just a young boy with a stupid power on the ship? And look, I don't even care if Nika was literally planned from chapter 1. Say it was planned from chapter 1. I just liked it better when Luffy was a silly rubber man, okay? I like that so much better. That was fun. This Nika shit is not fun. I don't like that Luffy is Jesus, okay? Anyway, I'm going to try to forget about that. And just say, so the optimistic view, which it's optimistic, but it's still cringe, and I wish it wasn't happening, and I wish I was dead, is that KUMA just comes here on, maybe he's, like, looking for Dragon, or something else, because, you know, Dragon's, I don't know, he's probably been through here at some point. He's on, like, some mission, or it might even be totally unrelated. And KUMA might, like, see Luffy, or not run into him, or maybe they just briefly cross paths, or maybe nothing. Or maybe nothing, and they just don't even see each other. Because, by the way, if Luffy has, like, seen KUMA here, it'll be weird that he doesn't, like, recognize him in the future or something, you know? Because this isn't even that long before the story starts. I hated One Piece when it was good. Indeed, Shadow.
Thank you, Baxter.
Thank you, Baxter. Maybe they thought Shanks was still on the island. Well, it's been years. It's been, like, fucking 10 years since Shanks left. I don't think they're confused about Shanks being here. They're sending KUMA to retake the fruit. I think your timeline is off, Chief. Shanks has been gone for like a decade. If the government didn't know which fruit was the Nika fruit, they had to suspect the gum fruit because they were transporting it on a decipherable ship. Well, yes. Well, no. Okay. All right, you know what? As of right now, I think that the world government did understand from previously that like the gum fruit was the Nika fruit, and I think they probably did know that for a long time. That's fine. You know, this was a situation where they finally got their hands on the gum fruit, and I'm sure, like, those soldiers probably don't know the secret. But when word got up to, like, HQ, they're like, oh, we got our hands on the gum fruit. Then, like, it was ordered, Cypherpole was ordered to, like, bring it to HQ, because we need to protect this thing, because it's the Nika fruit, you know? Yeah, who's who knew, yeah, there you go, all that good stuff. Anyway, so I was just going to say, if the best case scenario here, which, by the way, I don't even really like, is that this is just convenience piece. And, like, okay, KUMA saw Luffy early on. Maybe it'll just be, like, related to Dragon was here, or just some unrelated mission. Maybe, I mean, Garp comes by here. Maybe he's doing something with Garp. You know, who knows? I don't know. Yeah, so maybe some of that shit will happen. But this is massive potential for Hector. The bare minimum of this is massive convenience piece. That's the bare minimum. And I really do not like Like, oh, these characters do stuff later, so, by the way, they actually met, like, way early in the story in, like, a secret. And just you don't need to do that. It doesn't make the characters better. I actually like them all worse when you add that shit. I ignore it and pretend it isn't true. God, it's annoying. Anyway, next chapter, in theory, might, like, just do massive Nika-related damage to the story. But that's next chapter, okay? That's not this chapter. And so what we're going to do is a slightly easier on my voice again version of our review, okay? Because that's the end of the chapter, and we're done. There they go. Top one. Jesus is top one in the verse. No doubt about it. Yes, very cute. They're doing the thing. Whoa. In case anyone missed this scene, did they read the chapter? Did they not read the chapter? God damn it. I'm glad you didn't notice this? Okay, all right. We got a little bit of a speed reader. Kizaru is here. A speed reader is here. That's fine. All right. Didn't get to vote. Sorry, Chief. You got to be here at the start, you know? And I know I usually start late, but, like, you can reliably be here, like, 8:30. It typically starts then, you know? Nate, why didn't you mention that? Mention what? Oh, that it's like a Nika thing? Yeah, I wonder why Nate didn't bring that up specifically. Oh. Okay. Jesus is also top one in my heart, no doubt. All right, people, we are going to play the song, okay? We're going to play the song, and you're going to like it. And that's going to be it. So, what do you think, people? Is this a go-to chapter, or is it a hack-to chapter? Let's consult the votes, shall we, before we begin spamming? Why don't you like Nika? Says Rob Gucci, unironically. How much time you got, buddy? How much time you got? Let me see if I can sum it up in, like, 5 words. Retcons... character mutilation of Luffy. I'll say potential character mutilation, retcons, and then I also actually don't really like the power system. It's fun and, like, cool, and I'm glad Oda can be creative with it for him, but it actually kind of fucks up, like, the power system that Luffy was going for, and I quite liked that a lot. I don't know. And I'll just making that which was metaphorical literal is in fact not good writing. Yeah, as Tikos is saying there, quote unquote creative. I think that really sums up a lot of, like, the Nika thing. It's like, oh, it's creative to make this thing I was doing literal or metaphorically now literal, you know? And I get it. I know it's, like, fun, and if it was just, like, a normal awakening, that'd be one thing. Honestly, the biggest number one thing for me is the retcons and the change, like, the changing of, like, the foundational power of the fruit. The Jesus thing is getting worse and worse, but my big thing is, like, the retcon and how just insulting it is to the audience to expect us to just digest that. It's just insulting. Okay, but anyway. So, this chapter was 69. Oh my god.
Thank you, Baxter.
Thank you, Baxter, for this level of income. Living my base life. So, based here is on the top of the chart. So, 116K, and you've got 60K from good old Blanca, the sex number. Do you think Gear 5th is an asshole? Okay, Rob Gucci, I can just tell that you are a new viewer because you don't know my thoughts too well, which I talk about a lot on here. And I will just sum it up and say... well, obviously yes, and it's a really shitty retcon in my opinion that has some consequences that are, like, enjoyable in the story, but I just think it's such a stupid, like, out of nowhere plot twist, and man, just again, there's so many layers. There's so many layers to it, but if just the one thing, if just the first layer of it was that that Luffy had just been killed by Kaido and then just suddenly awoke. By the way, I remind you, again, unexplained, no explanation as to how or why that happened, and by the explanation will be terrible. Just like the worst moment in Yu Yu Hakusho, I would be complaining about that just by itself today, but there's so much more to it that's fucked up and I don't like, and yeah. Thematically, and lore-wise, and retcons, and contradictions, and just fucking asshole, man. Jesus. If you like it, that's fine. One day I'll make a fucking video summarizing my issues because it really needs to be made. But not today. Anyway, I know. Yes, stop letting Nate vent about Nika so he makes the Nika video. One day I'll do it. Maybe this coming year. Sometime over the year I should make it. I should make it before fucking One Piece ends, you know? The Nika stream was like, it was like 4 hours. 3 or 4 hours of just crying and seething and coping about Nika. Okay, anyway, we've got to finish it up. I'm done. Yes, the vote is coming. And it was Blanca, right, with 30,000 bits. Okay, so here we go. So it was 192K, 36 people versus 26. Okay. All right, we will decide momentarily. All right, people, it's time. Spam the chat. I remember you actually cried during the chapter. It wasn't the chapter itself. It was that little comic that someone made of the meme of like Roger finding the treasure, and it was I remember it so clearly. The meme edit where it said, honestly, the stream where so the Talking Pirates episode for, I think it's 1044, where the big reveal happens, that one, I actually don't think it's a super good summation of the issue. I think I'm a little all over the place, and it takes a long time to get through. I did organize my thoughts beforehand. It just takes so long to go. It's like hours long. Again, it's like the 1044 episode of Talking Pirates. It's on the YouTube channel. There's a link to it below, and it's on Twitch here too. I mean, it is there if you want to watch that, you know. Anyway, yeah, the moment I like cried, I was tearing up a little bit, just choking up a little bit. All right, I wasn't like weeping. That fan comic where Roger said like, "Wow, we thought you were so much better, Oda. You just weren't." And then when Roger said that line, somebody wrote for him, "I wish I never started reading this manga." I was like, "Oh my god, that's so." There are people out there that think that, and I get it. And it's not that like they did something wrong. It's that the manga let them down, which it did. Oh god. I don't know. Like, the stream is fine. I'm not like ashamed of it or anything. But I would like to summarize the arguments clearly. Some people have actually done this before. There's like a video or two around. Yeah, somebody like did the chat here before, like on the stream, right? And is Oda allowed to make mistakes? Oda is absolutely allowed to make mistakes. But depending on the type of mistake and the way he makes it, various degrees of both criticism and like deciding that beginning to think that he is now like a bad writer. Like, you're allowed to do that too, you know? You're allowed to think that like, and you're even allowed to say, wow, this has gotten to a point where like, this is not worth my time anymore. You're allowed to do that, man. Of course. And that doesn't make you even like a fake fan. Not at all. There's nothing I hate more than like this pure cloying, a saccharine, like you have to be positive all the time. That's the worst. Anyway. I can sympathize with it, even though I know people have loved Egghead. It's been hard for me to enjoy it knowing this Nika shit is going on. I just try not to think about it. The problem is that Nika is like such a big thing for Oda and for like the future of One Piece. It's a disaster. And honestly, a lot of us have been worried about the ending of One Piece for a long time, including me. Just the D in of itself was always something of great concern because it implied destiny or some kind of thing. Whatever. There's various ways to do it that could be good. And it's big for marketing too, so you see it all the time. I was walking around in Japan. I saw a bunch of people with like that kind of like, it's like that drive jacket. Instead of the Scorpion, it's got Gear 5th Luffy on it, you know? It's like silver and white. I mean, it looks cool. Gear 5th looks cool, but I see it and I'm like, all these things flood my mind, you know? Okay, whatever. There's too many hacked moments to count. There's a million of them. I mean, Oda has admitted making mistakes. So how about the moment where Mr. 3 was floating on water when he was supposed to sinking? Hilarious. Oda fixed it, but whatever. It was a mistake that he admitted to. Anyway, who cares? We're moving on, people. Begin spamming right now. Is this chapter indeed Goda, or is it Hakta? We will scan through. We will look at it. We will decide it. The voting is coming now. No more talking about other things, okay? I need to leave. I need to go and do other stuff. So, is it Goda, or is it Hakta? What's it going to be? Yes, I know. It's no longer about Luffy carrying the dreams of freedom metaphorically. It's literal Destiny shit with the epic Nika. You're right. But we must move on. Thoughts on Nika? Let me count the ways, all right? All right, let's begin our audio now. Chapter 10, 1100. Thank you, Bonnie. All right, the short version is Hackta, 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 Hackta. No. The cover was pretty good. Kizaru's here. I like Kizaru. I enjoy KUMA. This whole arc is actually pretty good with KUMA stuff. The Vegapunk stuff is fine. The moral complexity stuff is it's fine. One Piece is not for like edgy adults with social problems such as myself. It's for children, and I don't mind that at all. But maybe you shouldn't have so many rape babies. You know, hot take. You're gonna write for babies, but you're Frankie. You're right. Gecko Moria, you're right. Moria is here. Bonnie's cute. I like her. Sentomaru is fine. Don't care about him at all. You know what I would have done? I think Oda made one mistake with this arc, and like all these background scientists, there isn't one single background scientist character in the entirety of Egghead. He should have made one, like an assistant, like cute girl or something. I don't know, it doesn't even matter. But like there is zero like helper. There's Sentomaru, but he doesn't even count. He's just some fucking guy with an axe. Instead he made there's 8 Vegapunks or whatever, or 7 of them. He should have made one person there that was a scientist that wasn't a Vegapunk. But whatever. Oh, Hackta's rising, boys. This is a criticism. Saturn, man, this is so. God. I guess it's fine. It makes sense that Saturn would be here, but just the one guy that's here. Of course, he does everything relevant in the arc. It's not any of the other Gorosei. Just this guy has everything to do with it. None of the others do. Okay, whatever. It's a little convenience piece, but it's fine. Not a problem. He's the technology guy. Whatever. KUMA, Gorosei. All right. Yes, this is all great. Agree to turn it into a weapon. Slight moral complexity for Vegapunk, but he's gonna do it anyway. Umit mentioned. Honest to God, that's Goda. That is definitely Goda right there. Although I don't really know why they aren't just using Marines ships. Is Vegapunk paying for this, or is the Marines paying for this, or Either way, I guess just sometimes you need more shipping containers than the Marines can provide. That's fine. Yes, Saturn's the only one that works. That's true. Pizza scene, baby. Love the pizza. Having a nice time together. That's nice. Oh, we do the Nika dance. Instant Hackta. Chapter shit. I hate it. I want to die. And then they go. Off she goes. Back to the house. There's Khalifa probably. Almost certainly. Definitely. And this is the best part of the chapter right here. I'm so glad you were born. The punishment is a little bit saccharine for me. A little bit crybaity. Sad porny, I'm saying. That being said, this is great. Love all this. And this part, I mean, whatever. These are fine. Remember these characters? Yes, I do remember these characters. Whitebeard's here. Good for him. Blackbeard's here with Jinbei. That's fine. Gecko Moria based. KUMA ship revealed. That's fine. It's cute. Cute sail. Whatever. It's fine. And this is the most concerning thing I've seen in a very long time. But it's inevitable, so it is what it is. All right. Remember these characters, including Jinbei? No. Who is that? I don't know who that is. And so what's it going to be? Sabo was on screen. That does lend itself to Hackta. Okay, what's the chapter going to be? Is it Goda or is it Hackta? Are we seething or are we coping? The answer is it's Goda. What do you want? It wasn't that bad. The problems were not devastating. I'm sorry about your money. Yeah, I honestly, I thought about this beforehand for a while. Let's congratulate Based, who's absolutely fucking rich out of his ass. He can now afford to feed his family, unlike poor Ambassador Blanca and his 25 cohorts. It is over for you. I'm so sorry, everyone. Congratulations to the WinRARs. All right, so it's just, I don't know. It's really just carried by the fact that I just actually, sure, it's a little saccharine or whatever. I do, in fact, like the Bonnie and KUMA stuff a lot. I think it is very sweet and nice. And I don't know. I don't even care about Kizaru, fine. Drake, fine. These references, who cares? I don't care. I just like KUMA and Bonnie. I don't know. There's a little bit of convenience piece, whatever. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. KUMA's good. Bonnie's good. This is carried by KUMA, and Bonnie is just a cute little girl. So that's likable. That's endearing. That's it. That's it. It's not more complicated than that. Like me, Bonnie. Like me, KUMA. Simple as. And the pizza party was fun. characters. I know who those guys are. Wow, epic, very epic. And this is massively concerning, you know. But it didn't happen this chapter. You know, you can't be judging everything for what's gonna happen later, or else every chapter would be hacked. You know what I'm saying? No. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was fine. I think it was good. You know, maybe a bit of a close call, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I mean, next chapter is going to be riveting, and it should be here. Like literally next week, right? That's 3 weeks in a row. Oda has not fucked us over. Impressive. All right, so stay tuned for next week, people. I think that's going to be a chapter to pay attention to, you know? Oh, sorry you missed it, Neon Buddy, but yeah, we just wrapped up. We're ending it up. Thank you, Young Thug, for making the chapter and the week good.
That's pretty good, right?
That is pretty good, right? It must be said. Oh, and I gotta get the thing up so I can read this. Here's a sub. 6 months, Neon
Thank
Manta.
you, Baxter.
Thank you very much. And one more for the road for everybody.
Easy money!
Yes. Last time there were 3 weeks in a row, we got an unfinished chapter. That's unfortunate. Hey, Nate, can we get some quick thoughts on Nika? Yes.
I'm the Joker, baby.
Just kidding, I lied. Can't wait for Nate to mention the Nika retcon in court. When I'm convicted of first-degree murder of a certain Japanese national, I will explain to the judge the full backstory of Nika and why it's not my fault. My hand was forced. I had to do it to save One Piece and retcon Nika. Found next to the dead body was a note saying, I leave One Piece and its narrative to my good friend Nate Bestman in America. That, you know, and that's legally binding. It's got his blood on it. That's legal. Know what I'm saying? All right. Nate, I know you're a busy man, but what are your thoughts on Nika? We'll get into it. It's a Ted Bundy kind of feeling, you know? That's what Ted Bundy used in his defense. Good man. All right. And when the judge understands the depths of the Nika hackery, I'm going free, boys. I'm going to be free as a bird. Listen to the Fit Boy Swole video for the umpteenth time at the gym last weekend. The inspiration is real. I'm so glad you feel that way. And I'm going to go keep working too. I'm still on my weight loss track, but time to be getting lifting as well and get huge, you know? All right. If you retcon, you must abscond. Correct. Congratulations on your win, Based. All right, I'm out of here. Hey, Based, and Sunday is coming up pretty soon. Good luck on your test, my man. I'm gonna do my best as well as all the. Hope everybody's been preparing for a certain quiz of skill coming up of a certain moon runes. You considering to do Outer Wilds? Oh, of course. Outer Wilds is in no way canceled. Sunday, we'll be bringing it back, baby. We will be bringing it back. I know, Based, and I look forward to death. All right. I'm getting so jacked for the N5 test. Hell yeah. All right, everybody. I'll see you soon. See you on, Sunday. I'm playing Outer Wilds. Absolutely. It's time to get back. My throat is healed. My throat was fucked last Sunday. Now it's okay. Off we go. All right, take it easy, everybody. Nika and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race. Peace out.